And
Cool. So, pan to the audience, and then I guess me. Right. Go ahead.
okay.
Cool. So, who knows what an ELT is? Anybody? Give the ground team members. Okay. Lieutenant Peacock.
It's an emergency locator transmitter.
Yes. Does anybody know what it's used for other than the officers? Killer.
When someone's lost, it'll send out radio signals that we can use a tracker to find them or get a solution in a general area of them.
Part of that, okay. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so ELTs can be used to locate people, aircraft, and boats, pretty much. Watercraft. The ones that we train to use are ones to look for people and airplanes, obviously, because, we don't really look for boats that often. That's the Coast Guard and other people. So basically, it's really important to know how to find one with the equipment that we have in Silvestro. That's why we have an ELT locator device. It's formally known as an L-per antenna thingy. I'm not exactly sure. It's made by a company called Eltronics, but oh well, I'll get into that later. If you'll follow me, I'll show you what it is and how to put it together.
Everybody look, so his speech teacher knows you're having the bestest time ever.
Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Don't kill yourselves.
Cool. So everybody crowd around. Okay, this is one of the old-fashioned ones that our squadron has. It's made out of wood and stuff. This is the device that you'll use to actually find the ELT itself. It's really hot right now. I'll set it down. And these are the antennas that that actually pick up the signal that the ELT is throwing off to you to find it. Realistically, you don't really need these stick thingies. You could take one of the antennas from, say, a VHF radio and stick it on the top here and it'll still work. But with the equipment that we have, we're going to use the wooden ones. So, come in closer, I guess. So, first, what you want to do is you locate the place they've designed for you to put the little box onto. Which is... This is a strange one. Lieutenant, do you know where on this stick you put it on? Oh, found it. Okay, so. This thing is super hot. Cool, so now that that's on, you need to plug in the antenna cable to these little box. Awesome. Airman Keller, can you hold that real quick? And then you want to get out the antenna that's actually going to pick up the signals that the ELT sends off. What you want to do first is, of course, mount it onto the rest of the system and tighten it on the back. Once you've done that, you connect the cable to the antennas again and spread them out like so. Excuse me, Kelly. You want to make sure it's straight and parallel with the little box, otherwise the signals that it's going to show you are going to be off with what you want, pretty much. Alright? So, next you turn it on, right here, with this little switch. Okay, so now that you guys see that it's on, it's now looking for a signal from the ELT to pick up. Usually it operates on 121.6, 121.7, or 243, which are different frequencies that they operate on. I believe Captain set the, we're going to be looking for an ELT. That's what he was carrying before. I believe he set it to 121.7, so we switch it to that frequency, and we're going to be looking for it soon. You want to set the volume because when it starts to pick it up, it starts this beeping noise that pretty much shows that it's picking up the signals from the ELT. Sensitivity, since it's kind of far away, you want to set it to kind of a little more towards max while it's far away, and then as you get closer to it, you want to put it on minimum. But yeah, okay, so there are two different things that I can tell you. On DF, it says distance finder, which means that if you put it on a DF, like it is right now, you it'll get louder. The beeping that you hear right now will get louder as you get closer to it. If you switch it to REC, it gets louder the closer you are to pointing the ELT locator towards its position. So okay, so you guys hear the sound, right? Right. Need to back up this way. Excuse me. Right, everybody crowd around. I need to show you something else. There's a little meter right here on the screen that will start to sway left and right depending on what direction it is pointing pretty much. Right now we have it on REC, or DF, which is direction finder, which means that wherever you point it, this little meter is going to tell you in what direction it is, pretty much. So if the little meter starts to sway to the right, that means that you're too far to the right. If it starts to sway to the left, then you're too far to the left, and you have to move it so that the little meter meets back in center. See how it's centered right now? Okay, so yeah. And once it's centered, you start walking in that direction. Okay, so I'll turn it off for now. So basically you can use this to find an ELT in almost all terrain. I mean, obviously you can't use it that well in trees and stuff, otherwise it'll get caught on branches and, you know, bad day, you break equipment and you can't find the ELT. But typically it will work in, say, a moving vehicle, I mean, yeah, on the road and stuff. When you're out on a search, you usually want to see if you can follow a trail up to where it's telling you to go before you guys go off trail. And yeah, if you follow that, then you should be good on your missions. And basically, we're gonna have you guys practice after this and just make sure that you're comfortable with your knowledge using it, because you will possibly use it on missions. Right, good, you can turn off the recording.